Yes, ma'am, just a second. I'll just present my screen.
Please. Sneha is South Indian temples.
Yes.
Yeah, please. Oh, wonderful.
Beautiful.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Good evening, everyone. My topic for today's presentation is South Indian temples. South Indian temple architecture. Just a second, sir. South Indian temple architecture, also called Dravida style architecture, invariably employed for Hindu temples in modern Tamil Nadu from the 7th to the 18th century, characterized by the pyramidal or kutina type tower. Variant forms are found in Karnataka, formerly Mysore, and Andhra Pradesh. The South Indian temple consists essentially of a square chambered sanctuary topped by the superstructure tower or a spire and an attached pillared porch or hall, mandapa or mandapam, enclosed by a peristyle of cells within a rectangular court. The external walls of the temple are segmented by pilasters and carry niches housing sculptures. The superstructure or tower above the sanctuary is of the Kutina type and consists of an arrangement of gradually receding stories in a pyramidal shape. Each story is delineated by a parapet of miniature shrines, square at the corners and rectangular with a barrel-walled roofs at the center. The tower is topped by a dome-shaped cupola and crowning pot and funnel. This is a structure of a typical South Indian temple. Style of architecture. The South Indian temple style of temple architecture is very distinct from that of the rest of India. It is convenient to resolve the types of architecture into four periods corresponding into the principal kingdoms which ruled in the south of India down the centuries. The Pallava architecture from 600 to 900 AD. The greatest accomplishments of Pallava architecture are the rock cut of temples at Mahabalipuram, the Kailasantan temple at the Kanchipuram is fully realized temple complex with towered sanctuary and mandapa, columned hall preceding the sanctuary. The Chola architecture from 900 to 1150 AD. Chola architecture achieved its peak in Tanjore, the capital established by the Chola ruler Rajaraja I. Sanctuaries have rising pyramid towers crowned with dome-like roofs. Sculptures and paintings adorn the walls. Bronze sculptures of this era are the finest in southern India. These are delicately modeled, especially those depicting the Lord Shiva in his many aspects. Hoysala from 1100 to 1350 AD. Temples erected during the Hoysala kings have complicated plans with numerous angles and projections. Carved surfaces are executed with remarkable precision using the chloride. The columns are lathe-turned or are multi-faced. Temples from the Hoysala period can still be seen at Bellur, Helibed, and Sringeri. After the reign of Hoysalas, architectural traditions were interrupted by Muslim raids at the end of the 13th century. Monumental temple buildings resumed later under the Vijayanagara Empire. Vijayanagara, 1350 to 1365 AD. By the 16th century, almost all the southern India was the part of the Vijayanagara Empire. The characteristic features of this period is the characteristic feature of this period is the development of the temple complex, concentric series of rectangular enclosure walls with the gopuras, towered gateways, in the middle of each side. Of the numerous Vijayanagara complexes in southern India, the most magnificent are those at Kanchipuram, Tiruvannamalai, and Vellore. During this time, Kerala on the western coast developed a distinct style of architecture. Because of heavy rainfall, the temples here were roofed with sloping tiles of metal or terracotta tiles. That's it. Thank you.
Exercise. Among the South Indian temples, the architecture is the most important thing which we have to keep in mind. The huge structures, those days there were no trolleys or machines to carry the huge iron or wood or rock festivals to the uphill or to the Gopuram. But they somehow made the Gopurams at a very big height. For example, Rameshwaram, Madurai, Srirangapatnam, Tirumala, Srikalahasti, all these temples, and besides all this, Thiruvananthapuram Anantapadmanabha temple is the richest temple in the world. Recently, they have unearthed gold ornaments, and even now, one locker is still under privacy. Then, the richest god is, earlier it was Lord Venkateshwara, but now it is Thiruvananthapuram Anantapadmanabha Swami. The huge architecture we have to go through, and there are stapatis. During those days, Sneha has exactly mentioned about from 3rd century to 13th century and up to Krishnadevaraya period. They have done marvelous things. Even now, if you go to Tirumala, you can see the biggest Gopuram, Rajagopuram, and all the structures there in the South India. Compared to North India, we have several temples of huge structures, particularly Madurai Meenakshi, Kanchi Kamakshi. All these temples you have to see with your parents. Then I congratulate Sneha for collecting good information from age-wise, and Pallava, Cholas, and Krishnadevaraya, and all these people. Well done, Sneha. Now we will ask Aditi to tell us about non-conventional energy.
Yes, sir. Ma'am, can I present my screen?
Yeah, please.
Am I visible, sir? The screen is visible. Yes. Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone else. Today, my topic is non-conventional energy. What is energy? Energy is the ability to do work. In physics, energy is a quantitative property that must be transferred to a body or a physical system to perform work on the body or to heat it. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed. We use energy in our daily lives from various sources for doing work. We use muscular energy for carrying out physical work, electrical energy for running multiple appliances, chemical energy for cooking food, etc. Energy is mostly divided into two categories, that is renewable energy and non-renewable energy, also known as conventional and non-conventional energy. Conventional energy and non-conventional energy. In this picture, you can see the division. The conventional source of energy are also known as the non-renewable energy resources, are available in limited quantity apart from the hydroelectric power. Further, it is classified under commercial and non-commercial energy. Non-conventional energy. Renewable energy sources, often known as non-conventional energy, are the sources that are renewed by natural processes on a continual basis. So, solar energy, wind energy, bioenergy, hydropower, and other sustainable energy sources are some examples. A renewable energy system transforms energy from the sun, water, falling water, wind, sea waves, geothermal heat, or biomass into heat or electricity that humans can utilize for work. The majority of renewable energy originates from the sun and the wind, either directly or indirectly, and can never be depleted, which is why it is termed renewable. Types of non-conventional energy. Solar energy. Solar energy is produced by sunlight. The photovoltaic cells are exposed to the sunlight based on the form of electricity that needs to be produced. The energy utilized for cooking and distillation of water. Wind energy. Wind energy is generated by harnessing the power of wind and mostly used in operating water pumps for irrigation purposes. India stands as the second largest country in the generation of wind power. Tidal energy. Tidal energy is generated by exploiting the tidal waves of the sea. This source is yet to be tapped due to the lack of cost-effective technology, but it has a very huge potential in India. Biomass energy. Biomass is the organic matter that originates from the plant, animal, wood, sewage. The substances burned to produce heat energy, which then generates electricity. Geothermal energy. Geothermal energy is the heat energy that we get from the hot rocks present in the Earth's crust. So geothermal wells release greenhouse gases trapped within the Earth, but these emissions are much lower per energy units than fossil fuels. Hydropower. The commencement of the Industrial Revolution was driven by the potential energy of falling water, which is collected and transformed into the mechanical energy by the water wheels. Advantages and disadvantages of non-conventional energy. Some advantages of non-conventional energy sources. They are renewable in nature. They produce little or no pollution as compared to the traditional energy sources. They require little maintenance. They are long-term cost-effective choice. Some disadvantages of the non-conventional energy sources. The initial setup cost is greater. Energy cannot be taken 24/7 year-round because certain days there'll be windier than others and sun will shine less, stronger on other days. So there's no consistency. Energy must be stored. Geographical locations are difficult to navigate and set up. Why is it necessary to use a non-conventional energy sources? With raising energy use, the population is becoming increasingly reliant on fossil fuels such as coal, oil, and gas. Because the price of gas and oil continue to rise with each passing day, it is necessary to guarantee future energy supplies. As a result, we must employ more and more renewable energy sources for sustainable development. The government of India has established a distinct department called a Department of Non-Conventional Sources of Energy for the effective exploitation of non-conventional sources. The Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, MNRE, is a nodal ministry of the Government of India for all matters relating to the new and renewable energy. The broader aim of the ministry is to develop and deploy new and renewable energy to supplement the energy requirements of the country. Thank you.
Aditi, you have done a good exercise. Particularly, this non-conventional energy ministry is now headed by Mr. Rajkumar Singh. He is the minister. And solar energy is the topmost priority for this non-conventional energy. Government is trying to build this non-conventional energy sources from solar energy. You might have seen when you go to Tirupati or some other hill station, there will be a very big wind mills, the fan, that is for the generation of the non-conventional energy, solar energy. And there are so many solar panels also. When we went to Ahmedabad, the yoginis, they have shown us the huge structure of panels where they have built this solar energy, and that is generating the energy for the entire city. That is more important thing. And subsidy is given for the non-conventional energy. If you are going to start a non-conventional energy institute, you will be given subsidy. Government of India gives you a subsidy. You can purchase the equipment, you can install it, and then have the non-conventional energy. And in the coming years, 2025, 2035, the year is for the non-conventional energy. So I thank all the boys who have done very well. Shelja madam, they have done very well. We should congratulate them. Each one of them have contributed a rich source of information. Please carry
Yes,
on.
sir. Yes, sir. Very well done, children. A command over all these topics is very, very important. Yeah, so you should be able to remember all these points also, what you have written down and what are shared by your friends. So even those you make a note. So all the students who have made their own presentations or your write-up which you have done, that you can share in the group so that it will be helpful to others even. Yes. And let's join once again instead of, breaking in the middle. Let's join once again and we will start with the session once again. Please join again.